Hey, it's Vince. So I just wanted to show you a couple little things that might help you. As you can see, here is the sitemap as we have it. I just renamed it Katie's draft here. It's version 1.0. I have a duplicate in there already, so we're good to go on that. But just a couple things, just as a reminder, I have it color coded right now in three areas. The gray, of course, are the category blocks. The red are actual pages, and the yellow are sections within those pages. Okay. Um, these green little sections that I have here, those are actually green means go, meaning like you take in, like the user will have an action of what they could do. That's not so much content as it is like a call to action or a button that does something. And like in here, it would be a social share of a featured story, or a share for the user to share the video, that kind of thing. So that's all I have that as. But you you can uh, you probably won't mess with much of that anyway. Um, so just real quick, if you notice where you're going to be working further on going down from our meeting that we had is from these yellow categories here, these sections here. And so if you click on these yellow sections here, you'll notice that it says add subpage. So you can actually just click on that add subpage, and boom, you'll notice that there is a little section that you can add on there, right? So you can add anything you want. Lesson plan. It doesn't really matter. Once you click off of it, it'll be there. Now it'll be gray because it just defaults to gray. So if you wanted to change the color, you would just click on this arrow and change page color right there, and then you can just change it to any color that you want there. Okay, and it'll, maybe I like to do a little bit of lighter color so you can see the letters, and you click OK. If you're gonna like kind of have it a little color coded, a little better, easier to read, you can do that. Um, but anyway, I am going to delete that. Okay, so here we are. And let's say you actually had a ton of content, and instead of actually adding that subcategory in there, what you could also do is click on here and put add section. If you add section, and let's just say you put lesson plans, and that could be anything. You add the section. Now it brings you to this whole new page because it basically just gives you new room, right? You can add more pages, or if you come up here, add another subpage, and you can add a link here or whatever. You can do that on a whole new clean slate, right? And then if you come back up here to the top left, you go back to the main sitemap page, and there you go. That little icon will show that there is an additional sitemap pages. So if you clicked on it, then it would go in further out there. It would continue further out, and you'd be good to go. That's just an option if you wanted a little bit more clearing space. You can always just add a subpage and keep working on this general page of the sitemap, but it could get a little too crazy, and if it's too close together, then just add that other section the way I showed you. And the way you would do that, I'm going to remove it, but again, you click on here and you put add section, okay, and then that'll get you there. The other thing is just really as you click on these things, the biggest things you want to know is the add section I just showed you, the color, but then also like add notes. If you add a note here, then you could even just say these would be links only, or you can put anything you want on there, right? And that'll do that. And then of course you just put save, and then there will be a little note icon, and I'll be able to see whatever you put in there, right? So I'll delete that. But yeah, you can go on there and add note. Adding content, that's more for us when we're going to actually build out the content, and you might use some of that too to throw things in there, absolutely. But at this stage, since we're only in the sitemap stage, we wouldn't really be adding content, actual content. You may put a note in there to say that this is a section, this is a link, I want this to go to Alamosa Sand Dunes, whatever, and you can do that. Page type, if you click on page type, it allows you to label one of these things as a form page, a listing page, portal consumption, gallery, all these things. You could do that if you want, but you really don't have to. Like you could list like the map to be an interactive thing, right? And you can put that there. Now we know that that particular thing is an interactive thing. That's what you want. But I think maybe what might be a little bit better is to go in here and just put a note. That way we know we are a little bit more clear on what's going on there. So, and that should get you there. You don't have to worry about any of this other things, you know, or any of those. Just remember that anytime you hover over one of these colored pages or blocks or anything like that, you are going to get an add page over here that shows up, or an add subpage. And it's just when you do that, it'll add one, right? And then it'll this is linked to the signature projects, of course. Well, you can do it to where you have this linked up to somewhere else, right? Because this right now, the way if you see it, this if we do this test page, this particular page is a sub page or sub content under signature projects. But you'll notice all of these three, they're all on the same level. They're a sub of the collaborate page, right? There's sections within there, but this test page only lives underneath the signature projects. You can see how that is. So on that just all depends on where you're clicking your add pages, right? If see there how I clicked on that is going to be a sub of the collaborate page, but it's not going to be a subsection of anything else, right? I'd have to click on here for it to be a sub of this one here. Otherwise, wherever I click the add page on, it'll be a sub from that level. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, you can play around with it and you get a good idea. Don't forget, you can always just add a section and you start from right there, right? You're good to go. So it's not so colluded. But I will remove that. And I will delete that. And I will delete that. So you should be good to go. If you have any questions, please just give me a holler. All right. Thanks, Katie. Bye.